Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us again here on the channel. My name is Darlenis. I am a participant in the Awakening the Healer Within program with our guide Victoria. First of all, I just want to start off by thanking Victoria for this amazing opportunity. The lessons, the therapy sessions, everything in between has just been such a beautiful experience, and we have to thank you for it because it takes a certain amount of selflessness and a lot of energy and motivation to start a program like this and to see it all the way through. So this next session that we are getting ready to introduce to you is actually my last session that I had with Victoria within the program Awakening the Healer Within. And it was a very powerful and very beautiful session. We got to really dive in and work on inner child trauma and work on really understanding what is perfection, what is perfectionism, why do we place that on ourselves, and how we can heal these things. This session was so pivotal and so important for me. So I'm putting it out with love and light and hoping that whoever it reaches, that you can find a moment that'll help you, that'll, a little key, a little clue that'll help you unlock that next door that you feel you need to walk through in order to finish your healing story. So I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. But before I go, I do just want to say to anyone who is listening, to anyone who is watching, to anyone that is on this spiritual journey, this journey back to self, this journey of healing, I hope that you take any moment, any key that you may find in this, and apply it to your own spiritual life. Apply it to your journey and move forward. Don't ever be afraid to move forward. Do it in confidence, do it in strength, do it in love. So I send my love out to all of you. And I truly, truly hope that you can find some answer or some clue in here to assist you on your own journey. So without further ado, here's the session. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
As the moment slows, you begin to gather your bearings. And as the moment stops, you begin to feel your point of view. Here now, I want you to tell me what you see.
I see. One of the houses I lived at when I was a little girl.
Tell me what else can you see here in this house?
I see myself like maybe, I think 4 years old.
And what are you seeing?
I'm just on the bed crying.
Oh, why are you crying?
I feel really alone and I feel really alone and really scared.
Why are you scared, I wonder?
Um, my my brother's and my sister's dad, he's really, really angry.
Why is he angry, I wonder?
It's not with me, it's with my mom.
Why are you scared?
Because he starts to hit her and I can't help her.
Can you see it?
No, I'm in the room, but I can hear it.
Okay. If it's too much, I want you to remember that you can simply observe it. But it might be necessary to release this now. I want you to tell me, what can you see in your room?
It's really dark. Like it's still daytime outside, so I can see the light from outside, but the curtains are dark and the room is dark. I can see into the living room from where I'm sitting, but it's just dark. I see my bed and my dresser, but I'm just sitting at the edge of the bed.
What do you have on? Can you see?
Yeah, it looks like a little jean like jumpsuit with like a white shirt under it.
Okay. And what happens next after this moment?
I'm in the kitchen. And he's fighting with my mom in front of the door. I'm trying to get the broom to knock the phone down.
And what are you going to do with the phone?
I just want to call for the police or the firefighters to come and help her.
Wow.
Because I can't help her.
Yeah, you're so little. And what happens next?
He leaves, but I go over there to help her off of the floor.
Tell me, what do you see? Describe her.
She's like 6 months pregnant.
Wow. It's okay, you're doing really good.
I'm just helping her off of the floor. Helping her wipe her tears off of her face.
How are you doing that?
I'm wiping them myself.
With what?
With my hand.
And as you are doing this, what do you feel when you see her?
Responsible.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like it's my fault.
Why do you think that? Can you ask her? Why did they argue? Ask her.
It had nothing to do with me. They argued because she wanted to go to her sister's house and he was just drunk.
Okay.
But it just feels like I'm always being blamed for, like it somehow always ends up being my fault.
Okay. Is that what the little Darlenis is saying?
Yeah.
Feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want the little Darlenis to see your mother and ask her, what do you want to ask her? Is it really your fault?
It's not her fault.
Ask her why she feels, the little Darlenis feel like it is her fault. Where did she get this idea from?
Like, she just didn't notice that she was taking her frustration out on me. That she was like relying on me for emotional support.
Wow. And what happens next after you help her clear the tears away?
I just see myself going to my bedroom.
What are you doing in the bedroom?
I'm playing with a little baby doll.
No. What's going on?
I'm literally talking to the doll, and I'm promising the doll that I would never put my doll through that I wouldn't make my doll feel that way.
What is that way?
Like, everything is her fault.
Tell me, what else can you see or feel?
I see my birthday.
What's going on?
We were outside. I'm playing with all of the kids. But then they call me inside and start yelling at me.
Who called you inside?
My stepfather.
And why was he yelling?
I don't even know. It doesn't make sense. He's blaming me for something that someone else did. And so on my birthday, he sends me to my room with all of my family members there.
And where's your mother?
She's there. She's in the kitchen with everyone else.
And what's going on? Where are you now?
They put me in a dark room with all the lights shut off.
Why did they do that?
They did it wrong. They were they were trying to surprise me. And they did that. I don't know why they would do it that way, but they wanted to surprise me. And so they called me out of the bedroom, and there's a cake for me, but I don't even want it.
What do you mean they put you in a dark room?
When he called me inside of the house, he started yelling at me about something someone did, and I was confused, but he told me that I had to go to timeout in the room. But when he closed the door, he shut off the light and left me in the dark.
Oh. And then they call you out to come out?
They called me out to come to the kitchen. And there's a cake on the table with everyone in there.
What are you thinking at this point when you see the cake?
I'm just so confused.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why he would punish me and then call me out for a cake. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I would like to call a spirit guide, angel, or cosmic soul family to join us at this moment. I would like to call an angel, spirit guide, cosmic or soul family to join us at this moment. Please let me know if you see anything.
I see like a light being at the door.
Okay. Allow the light being to come forward. Can you describe the being?
It's just all light. I can see like an outline of a figure, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
really, really bright, white, almost kind of blue light.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see any features.
Okay. Ask the being to change it to something that you can recognize so we can have a conversation, please.
He kind of looks like my grandfather.
That's beautiful. Ask for his name.
Something with an L.
Okay. Ask. We have some questions. Is this being going to be able to help us? Can you ask to confirm, please?
No. They
Why
can't
is,
answer. They can't answer a lot of questions
why is that? Ask, please.
something like he came to comfort me,
Okay.
but he can't provide answers for me.
Ask what's his why is it coming to comfort this time?
Because this was a time of like a break in my own identity.
Yes. So what can he show us or help with or heal today in order to repair what was broken?
I see him taking, it's almost like he pulls a strand of light from himself.
Mm.
And it's like he puts that strand into my DNA.
Wow.
Like if there was a hole, like a strand missing in my DNA, and he just replaced it.
Wow. Can you ask him to confirm that that is what he's doing?
Yes, he said I'm mending.
Beautiful. And can you ask him where he comes from?
I just hear like a part of your team.
Beautiful. Can you ask him to explain how is this going to repair and heal from childhood trauma?
It almost It's like a part of my future self.
This is what is
It's like a light code of my future self.
that is being put into you now.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that he can share?
No, I just keep hearing him say he's here to mend.
Can you ask him to confirm that he's working not just on this situation, but the childhood trauma in general?
Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful. And it's if it's okay, then we're going to continue. Asking if it's okay to continue or if we need more time here.
You said continue.
Okay. I want you to take a deep breath. Allow the healing to continue. And at this time, I would like for you to go further back in time, looking through the cosmos for another time, another place, a relevant time, a relevant place, where there is information that you need arriving to the next necessary time, next necessary place, where there is information that you need, and you are there now. What can you see?
I see a very young version of my mother.
Yeah. Are you seeing that from what? Does it feel like it's from higher or in front of her?
From higher.
Okay. Tell me what you see around you or what you see when you see her.
I see her house in Dominican Republic.
Describe the house.
It's one story. It's yellow and it has a really long driveway of just dirt.
That's beautiful. What else can you see from where you are?
I just see her playing. I see her running like up and down the driveway with like a stick. And she's just like hitting all the trees, and as she's walking by, she's just like dragging the stick.
Is she a teenager?
No, she's a little girl. Like
Oh, she's a girl.
she's like maybe 5 or 6 years old.
Wow. Tell me what else you see.
It's more like I can feel and I can hear what she's saying.
What is she saying, I wonder?
She really wanted a baby doll. She really, really wanted a baby doll. And
Yeah.
she's saying that if she can't get a baby doll, she's asking if she could be a mom to a baby girl one day. I think this is where our contract started.
Wow. That's beautiful. Tell me what you see if you look around you. What else can you see?
I'm just still there. right there in the driveway. I could see all of the land, I could see all of the plants, but I'm being brought here because they want me to see that the first time she ever expressed anything towards me, or that moment of that where that contract began, it was
Mm-hmm.
a moment of love. It
Beautiful.
wasn't.
Beautiful.
She asked for me because she wanted me,
Yeah.
not that I'm a mistake or disposable.
Right. What else can you see or feel when you're in this driveway?
I just feel so hopeful. Like I just feel it just feels like a little girl who's just dreaming her life away. It really does.
Mm. Can you describe her? Describe the 6-year-old mother.
She has on this little pink dress. It's like almost white, but it's pink. And she has little black shoes on with white socks on, and her hair is down. It goes like to the middle of her back, and she has bangs.
Mm.
She used to like to sing a lot for like little pesos and stuff like that.
Who's with you? What other energy being is with you, taking you to this moment?
My higher self.
Okay. And if you take a tour of what happens next with the 5-6-year-old mother, what can you see?
I get taken to her finding out she's pregnant.
Mm. What do you see?
She was scared, but she was excited.
Mm. What else?
A lot of confusion. Like a lot of hazy gray confusion is all I'm seeing.
Where is this confusion coming from?
Looks like she's just struggling to make a decision.
Mm-hmm. Why is that the case?
Because she's young.
Mm.
But that's where the confusion started for me as well.
Okay. Are you able to navigate through this confusion to understand more deeply? Why did it start then for Darlenis?
I just keep seeing, like, it's almost like I felt it. Like I felt the confusion, so I wasn't sure because she kept going back and forth with wanting to do the abortion but not wanting to do the abortion.
Mm-hmm.
That lasted for a little bit.
Okay. And if you are able to be brought up to where the soul is waiting to make this decision to come as Darlenis, are you able to see that?
Yes.
I want you to tell me from the higher planes, what do you see when you see the mother finding out and going through the pregnancy and abortion decisions? From the higher planes where Darlenis' soul is waiting, Explain, what are you seeing? What are you feeling?
I just think it was her fear. It wasn't that she didn't want me. It was just like natural human fear.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I just feel the really strong pull to still complete the contract.
Mm. Why is that?
I under I understood the joy. It's like I understood the joy that she was like dreaming of. I
Mm-hmm.
understood that it was a real desire. That's all I can feel. I just feel like she was so happy, and so this is something that she really wanted, that she really asked for.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that pull. It's like a magnet.
Okay. And if we ask for one of the cosmic soul family members or angel spirit guides to come to the spirit, to the higher planes, where the soul is waiting with Darlenis to figure out if the contract is going to be completed or granted. We want to be able to speak with someone, angel, cosmic soul family member, or spirit guide that can help us ask some questions and answer some questions. Are you able to see anyone?
My wolf walked in.
Okay, good. Can you ask the wolf at this point where the soul is seeing the confusion, and when the confusion started, what type of healing can be received to heal this confusion and this friction, this rejection that she has been feeling all her life?
Well, that's why we brought her to see her mother's childhood.
Mm.
That's where the healing begins.
Can you explain that more, please?
Yes. In order to heal this part, she has to understand she was really wanted. She was directly asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that this is her origin, that she comes from a true desire, is going to start to help heal that.
Hmm. And at that level, at that point where the confusion started, why did she not decide not to complete the contract?
There was so much more work to be done. And she knew she was going to help her.
What do you mean? What work are you referring about?
Work in Carmen's life.
Can you please go ahead?
She really came to help her mother in that lifetime.
Help her how?
Help her deal with her own traumas.
Mm.
The music is also a big tie.
Mm.
That was something they were supposed to be doing together.
So what does this mean for Darlenis? Because this hasn't been the case.
it doesn't change anything. Just her approach needs to change.
What do you mean, her approach?
She can't choose to stay away from her forever.
Mm. Why is that?
In order to complete, what's the word? It's like almost to complete the responsibilities or the tasks of this lifetime, to be successful. Her mother is a part of that.
Mm. Why is that important?
I keep seeing like my future self.
Describe.
That's all I keep seeing. Like I see myself successful, but it's like if I don't go through this, I don't get there.
Can you describe what you see when you see yourself as successful?
I literally, it's like I can see myself, but it's like all her chakras are aligned.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the only way I can describe it. Like her energy, her chakra centers, they're all aligned, and she's just like firmly planted. I can see this bridge with like all these obstacles, but she's at the end, like on a like firm ground, completely aligned.
So if we go back to the higher planes where the soul is waiting, can you tell, can the wolf help us understand what is the mission? What is Darlenis' true mission?
Teaching people how to heal from trauma. Teaching people how to take it and convert the trauma. That's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing like they're flipping it inside out.
Mm-hmm. So at the soul level, before she decides to come in as Darlenis, she was already aware that there was going to be a lot of friction between the mother
Yes.
and the parents in general.
Yeah.
But earlier it was mentioned that there was around the age of 4 to 5 years old, there was something that happened that created something that really was not planned. Can you give us more insight about that, please?
It was almost like a break in identity.
What does that mean?
I literally see the break. Like she knew what she was there to do, but then that moment, that energy, it broke that and it made her confused, made her feel like, wow, I hear the word garbage. Um, that's where that started.
Okay.
But there's like a break. Like she knew that she was there to do good, but it was such like a big shift in emotion, like so low, so high, that it like broke that. I don't understand. I don't know how to explain this. I could just see like this barrier, and I could just see it split. Like, so maybe I'm not a good girl. Maybe I'm not a good person. That's where that starts.
Okay. And is the wolf able to help further explain this? Why was this allowed?
I it almost feels like it was bound to happen. Like this something like this had to happen
For what purpose?
for the purpose of truly understanding and being able to one day help people come out of that.
Mm,
That's all I see. Like just this pure understanding. It had to happen for her to be able to do the healing that she's gonna do.
okay. And can you tell us exactly from the wolf perspective, what is the healing that she's going to do?
I keep seeing a hand. This is so weird. I keep seeing a hand that goes into like a chest cavity and like massages the heart. So it's like I'm working with healing traumas, like emotional traumas,
Hmm.
but like really not just like surface trauma, like really getting to the root of the trauma because I'm going to the base of the heart.
Beautiful.
Like the fingers are going all the way down to the base.
Beautiful. From the higher planes perspective, can you show her what is it that she's becoming? Give her an image and a deep feeling that she can anchor herself in when she needs it the most. What can you see?
I see myself in a room. I'm on the floor, like with my legs folded. Like I'm sitting on the floor with my legs folded. And I have like a circle of people around me. And I could hear like drums. It's like I don't know if it's like just a prayer circle it seems it feels like I'm in my office. That's what it feels like. Like this is my space. And I could see pillows, like they're sitting on pillows, but they're all corresponded to chakras.
Mm,
And I could see the singing bowls and like the drums in front of me.
beautiful. Anything else you see?
I see myself with working like with and like it's definitely healing work, but I could like see the energy shifting in the room.
Beautiful. How is it shifting?
It's almost like I can see their like they have like you could physically see the aura almost like a flame around the body,
Mm,
and you could see it like it goes from being frigid, not being able to move, to just being lucid and flowing and changing colors.
nice. Is there anything else that she has to see while we're here?
No, but she could feel it.
What is she feeling?
Purpose, fulfillment.
Beautiful. Sometimes people see that purpose in a dream, and they can understand fully what is the purpose for this life. Is if there is anything else that you can show her to awaken that purpose within her, can you please do that now?
Everything has been leading up to this one moment.
What do you mean?
Like all of her gifts, everything leads up to what's going to fulfill her, what's going to help her feel her purpose.
Yeah.
It's not just a coincidence that she writes or that she sings or that she's so empathic. It all leads to her being a healer, a real healer that's going to be working with people face to face with people.
Beautiful. And can you please give her a deep feeling and a deep knowing so that she can carry that purpose forward? Truly carry that purpose forward.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's just I never thought that I would get to that point. And to see myself there is just, I'm very grateful.
Who else is there with you that you recognize?
In the spirit world or in the physical world?
Whatever you're saying that makes you feel like this is really true.
I see my mom. My mom's like sitting directly in front of me.
It's beautiful.
And my sister is like sitting to the right of me. I definitely see a lot of my spiritual team in here too.
The spirit, higher planes, or the
Yes.
physical?
No, the higher planes.
Okay. So your family is there with you and your spirit team supporting you.
Everybody's in the same room.
Nice. And what are you doing?
I'm just so happy. I'm literally just sitting there giving thanks because I feel so complete.
Beautiful. Where is the feeling of feeling complete coming from?
Just being able to be true to myself and do things that make me happy and have my physical family along with my spiritual family both supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
And just I just see myself happy as a healer.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that they need to show you while you're there?
They're just showing me like I'm going up to people and I'm putting my hands over them. And there's this light coming out of my hands. It's like a really bright, almost electric blue light that's coming out of my hands.
Mm. Can you ask the wolf what is this light? What does it mean?
He said he's showing me how one of the gifts work.
What does that mean?
I keep hearing like it's almost like a technology
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna help physical ailments. I'm gonna be able to like help. It almost feels like Reiki, to be honest. Like that's the best way I can describe what it
Mm-hmm.
feels like.
Okay. And can he explain what is the technology?
It's it's like an Arcturian frequency.
Mm. And can you ask him, how do you activate it?
Pranic movements.
Okay. Can he help to activate that healing now ability?
Yes.
He say yes?
Yes.
Beautiful. How is he going to do that, I wonder?
There is this crystal in his forehead, like the middle of his forehead. It
Mm-hmm.
looks like a mandorla,
Mm.
and it's emitting this like sound. I can see the sound waves, and they're like just wrapping all over me.
It's beautiful. And what do you see when it's wrapping around you?
I just see like that blue color and like just sonic waves, like kind of just dancing all around me. That's all that I can see.
Asking, how do you ensure that after it is downloaded that it can be activated? Can he activate that?
I keep hearing like pranic movements, like Tai Chi, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I just keep seeing like body movements. So
Okay, we would like to have Darlenis spirit guides, the wolf, cosmic soul family, download her with the pranic movement that she needs to do in order to activate this gift. And let me know if you can see anyone or if the wolf is providing any more information about how to do the movements to activate this gift.
I can just see the hand movements happening in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. It's like they're just showing me over and over again the hand movements.
Okay, take a very good look at the hand movements and allow those movements to be downloaded so you can do these movements in order to ensure that you have activated the gift. Ask the wolf for more information about this gift. How, from what timeline are we expected to have this gift fully activated and ready to use?
One month.
Beautiful. What does she need to do in order to activate it properly?
The meditation with the practicing the movements.
Okay.
What's the word? Intuitive body movement.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Anything else?
nothing here. I'm just seeing the movement still.
Okay. If there is nothing else and the movements have been downloaded, I would like for you to leave this scene, and I would like for you to go to another relevant time, another necessary place where there is information that you need, moving to the most relevant time, the most relevant place, the most necessary time, the most necessary place. Tell me, what can you see?
I'm like 15 years old and I'm in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm. What can you see?
I am seeing one of the days that I was contemplating suicide.
Okay. Why were you doing this? What was going on?
A lot of fights with my mother at the time. A lot of the verbal abuse at the time was really, really high at that age.
Okay. So when you're sitting here thinking about this, what's going on through your mind?
But maybe it would just be easier if I wasn't around anymore. I just felt like I made my mom so miserable. I couldn't make her happy. And it was too hard to try and figure out how to make her happy.
Mm. What happens next after this moment of contemplation?
I go into the bathroom with a knife. Wow. But then my little sister knocked on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And she used a voice that wasn't hers. And she would have she didn't even know what I was doing. Nobody knew what I was doing. And I could still hear her telling me it's not time for that. There's so much more to give. Come outside, come outside.
Mm. So if we ask for spirit guide, angel, cosmic, soul family member to come through at this moment, let me know what you see. We would like for spirit guide, angel, cosmic, soul family member to come through at this moment, please.
I see my wolf standing behind the door.
Okay. When you were 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what you see.
It's like I don't possessed is not the word, but it's almost like he was influencing my sister's physical vessel at that moment
Mm-hmm.
to stop it from happening.
He was the one that said to stop him.
To stop it.
Yeah. So the wolf is there. Let's talk to the wolf. Why was this prevented from happening?
she wouldn't have fulfilled her purpose.
Right. Were you the one that took over the little sister's voice?
Yes.
Did she know it at the time?
She doesn't even remember.
How come she noticed that this little sister voice was different?
It was the slow speech.
Okay. When we contemplate suicide, are there any consequences in the higher planes?
It's the ties to not finishing the tasks that were assigned in this life.
So what are the consequences?
Having to come back to still face those challenges
With the same people?
with the same people.
How does that affect those that are doing spirit walking?
This is why intention is so important. This is why you have to be direct about the work that you're doing within yourself.
What does that mean?
You can't just say that you want to heal or work on something, which a lot of people do. They want to start doing spiritual work, but there's no true focus. There has to be a pinpoint focus. This is where the intention comes in. This is why it's so important, because the focus on particular things is what's going to help you get over them. But if you're just going in blindly, some people will just heal surface level and won't go into the root of the problem.
How is that connected to the suicide?
Well, if you're talking about not being able to complete certain tasks, when you move on to the next life and you feel like something's missing, you're not going to get it just by skimming the surface. You're going to get it by setting a specific intention and digging into the root of that problem.
Okay. So when somebody contemplates suicide at the point that they decided to make the decision, there are times when we hear the concept, understanding, channel information that has indicated that when we make that decision, we have sometimes the window open for another spirit to come through and take over. Is that really the case?
It's like I can see it, but it's like a really rare occurrence. But it is, I see it. It's like a step out, step in.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
So it does happen in rare cases, is what you're saying?
Yes.
So at this point that Darlenis is made the decision from the higher perspective, can you tell us what's going on? From the spirits and the cosmic soul family that are looking at her in this 3D reality, in her higher self. What happens behind the scenes?
It's an instant response to try to push the individual to fight. That's what I see. An instant response to catch their attention, to want to stop them from that.
How do you do that?
Ooh, wow. There's an energy increase.
What do you
Like this,
mean?
trying to find the words. I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like a cosmic, like if it's like,
It's like a disturbance in the energy.
yes.
So what is the response team doing behind the scenes to help her?
Again, it's like with this, almost like this, like a frequency. It's like they speak, but it comes off as a frequency. And
Mm-hmm.
I can, you could see, you could see how it almost combats this disturbance. But it's like a severe push of frequency to the individual in that moment
From the
from the
spirit
team.
team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if they cannot, this is where that push, that step out, step in happens. It's like a last resort.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying last resource is a spirit team takes over another person in order to communicate.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not that in the case of the spirit walking, when somebody allows for another entity to come through to experience life in the person that was supposed to commit suicide, when that happened, those are two different things.
Two different things.
Okay. So it would be appropriate to call in the higher self at this moment.
Yes.
Okay. And the wolf can stay with us so we can have a full team here, because we do have very serious, very important questions that we have, that we would like answers to. So now I want you to leave this scene in the bathroom, leaving that scene. And I want you to, we're going to ask for the source itself, the beautiful golden light, the most powerful light, to come through with the higher self as the oversoul, this beautiful being of light arriving here now, becoming part of Darlenis and integrating fully so we can speak to the higher self, the oversoul. Can coming through, allowing for the oversoul to fully integrate. You might feel a little bit of a pressure on the top of your head as this integration occurs. The light is surrounding every cell, every molecule, and is truly, fully integrated. I would like permission to speak with the higher self. Do I have permission to speak with the higher self?
Yes.
Thank you. I respect the power of the higher self, and I know the higher self has the answers and knows everything about our learnings. So I'm going to ask permission to ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
Can you tell us, please, why you show her these childhood and teenager years memories?
These moments were very detrimental to her character development.
Mm.
So it's almost like a poisonous weed that you need to pluck out from the root.
Right. So is that what you're doing, healing these traumas?
Yes.
And how are you doing that?
When we revisit these moments and we uproot them, we're able to put new roots there.
Hmm.
This is why we take her through these moments.
How do you put the new roots, I wonder?
In the subconscious mind, while we're identifying the trauma and we're pulling out the trauma, we are consciously now replacing that with the truth.
Mm. So consciously replacing that with the truth is where the key lies.
Yes.
Okay. So she wants help to heal 100% from the verbal abuse from her childhood, from everything that she's been through with her parents and family. Can you heal this for her 100%?
We can heal 100%, but it still takes time.
What does that mean? What is the time frame?
Two, 3 months.
Okay. She also wanted to know, how can we consciously reprogram these limiting beliefs of ourselves? Can you please explain that to her?
We could use the same analogy from before. Being aware of the trauma and thinking about it like a poisonous weed and going down, digging into the dirt, pulling it from the root, and then refilling that space with the truth, with love, with light.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process. It's an everyday process. It's not something that you can just say you want to do and let it go. It's a everyday, you have to do it just like with a real garden. You can't just pluck it from the top. You have to pluck it from the root. You have to get on your knees. You have to get dirty. You have to go through the work. It requires work.
So, is there any way to speed up this process?
No.
So when she wants to know that she's been reprogrammed to see differently the verbal abuse, what you're saying is it's going to take 2 to 3 months after you have helped her today. But what about those people that don't have access to quantum healing or some modality that can help them? How can they do it at home?
This is why we keep using the analogy of the garden. This is what you need to envision when you work on yourself. Sit with yourself. Meditate. And when it starts to come up, envision it just like that, like a poisonous plant with roots deep into the ground. But envision yourself as a gardener getting down and digging for the root. Even when it's difficult to dig for roots, it's hard. You have to break through the dirt. You have to cut this, you have to cut that. And then you need your strength to pull. Keep that analogy in your third eye and imagine yourself pulling from the root. And then when you pull from the root, then replace that. Replace that with what is your truth.
Thank you. She also wanted to know, who is she? Can you help her understand her purpose in this life?
Today's session will help. This is why we let her see her future self.
What else can you share with us about the future self?
You have to be patient and trust yourself and your gifts. You're a master healer, but you must be patient. It takes time to develop great gifts.
Why is that?
There has to be an appreciation that is understood with the gift. And for some people, that takes time.
What is this appreciation that you're referring to?
It's one that is not selfish. A healer that isn't doing it for oneself, not for the money, not for the recognition, not for the joy. It's just understanding and appreciating your gift and knowing that it isn't yours to keep and to harbor. It's to share, to give, to enjoy with others. You don't do that if you don't understand and appreciate the gift.
Can you share with us what are some of her gifts?
A lot of physical healing, working with the hands to bring physical healing for physical ailments in this reality. Working with frequencies and being able to break down barriers and blockages that otherwise aren't able to be torn down. Understanding how they work and move.
Can you tell us about the hands? What else can you tell us about the hands?
Yes. Healing physical ailments in this reality. Headaches, cancers, pains, neurological.
How will she know what to do?
This is why we mention the intuitive body movement.
Mm-hmm.
Practice the intuitive body movement.
I wonder, why is that necessary? What is going on with the body movement that is crucial?
it almost ties into the same principles of pranic energy and Tai Chi. It's almost like creating, moving the energy, shifting the energy that is in the physical reality, being
Mm-hmm.
able to move and manipulate it, learning how to trust the intuitive body movement is what's going to unlock that key.
Okay.
Because it's not something that you can physically teach.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift that's intuitive, that comes from within. So sitting down, meditating, and letting your body move and flow and feel the energy is what's going to unlock it.
Beautiful. Anything else that you would like to share about her gifts?
No.
Okay. She also was wondering if there is any generational mother issues that she needs to heal from today.
Three generations back. Three.
What was going on?
Looks like one of the daughters of the great great grandmother
Mm-hmm.
was raped by her husband, and she blamed the daughter.
One of the daughters was raped by whose husband?
The great great grandmother's husband.
Okay.
It was blamed on the female child. This is where that break with the female daughters comes in.
Mm.
The envy, the jealousy.
Mm-hmm. How is this really affecting Darlenis?
It gives an approach to the women of the family of being envious and calculating with other women. It stripped them of their self-worth.
Was this something that the soul before the soul became Darlenis knew?
Everything is known.
So she knew that she was going to have to come and deal with this.
Yes.
So what can you tell her? How can you help her heal this now?
Being able to understand that it isn't something personal, being able to understand where it comes from is going to help her move past this.
Is it something that the higher self can help her heal? That ancestor family member that was sexually abused, is that appropriate to heal these generational feminine energy issues?
Yes, to heal the rape.
How can that be done, I wonder?
I keep seeing prayers like an altar.
Why is that needed?
It's not something that you could just pray for or focus on one time. It's
Mm-hmm.
something that needs to be focused on for a little bit. I
In order
keep
to
seeing
heal it?
9 days. Yeah, I keep seeing like an like a novena, like an
Mm-hmm.
intentional prayer, and I see 9 days.
Okay. Why is this something that you are saying that Darlenis can do on her own?
To break a generational curse doesn't mean that you break it for those before you. It means that you break it from this current moment forward.
Okay. So to break it for herself, that's what she needs to do.
Yes.
How is this affecting the divine feminine energy within Darlenis?
It shuts off the divine feminine.
What else can you tell us about this?
This is where the power struggle begins with the self-confidence, because there's a distorted relationship with the divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
The women were made to feel bad about their feminine energy, the beautiful, pretty, their features. They're made to feel guilty about them because that's what provokes the other men. That's what causes problems, is the beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So it shuts off the beauty.
But I know you're very powerful. So how can you help her heal these generational feminine issues so she can tap into her divine feminine energy?
Starting from now.
What's going on?
I just see myself standing in front of a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to understand if I have the need to do mirror work or the process starting now.
Okay, I would like Darlenis to step to the side. I would like the higher self to come truly forward. And if you need to go on the stairs, you can picture a set of stairs. You can go up and down, you decide. At the end of the stairs, the higher self is waiting. And with every step that you take, you get closer to the higher self so that you can fully merge and the higher self can take over the consciousness and personality of Darlenis, taking one step and another one and another one until you reach the landing where the higher self is waiting. And you embrace the higher self fully, so that the higher self is now in full control of Darlenis' personality and consciousness. Am I speaking with the higher self?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell us how you can help her heal? We do expect 100% healing. She wants to heal the generational mother issues there is in the family, so she can tap into her divine feminine energy. How can you help her today with this?
By allowing her to see herself as she is, truly is.
Can you show her who she is?
That's what the mirror is for.
Okay. What can she see in the mirror, I wonder?
She could see all of her chakras, the color of her aura.
What is the color?
Magenta.
It's beautiful. What is the meaning?
Looking for the word. It's like a deep reassurance. I can't find the word.
For the aura color of magenta, can you help us understand what is the meaning for her for this color?
Vibrant, passionate. That's
What else can you tell us about her aura color and meaning?
so electric.
What does that mean?
Her physical body can feel it. It's vibrant, it's strong.
Is this what chakra is this color mostly related to?
The crown chakra.
Okay. What's going on?
She's just feeling the energy flow through the physical body.
What is the energy going to do for her?
It's giving her strength. Self-confidence, like a self-reassurance.
Beautiful. Is this being infused into her now?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you infuse her with self-love? We really need her to be fully infused with self-love and worthiness.
Yes.
How do you do that, I wonder?
We push from the head down.
How do you push?
It's like a frequency.
Is this going to get rid of the body, of the shaming that she does to herself sometimes?
Yeah. It's like a energy that gets pushed in through from the head. From the
Beautiful.
head all the way through down to the toes.
Nice. Can you confirm that this also is going to get rid of the idea that has been implanted in her about her feeling like she's garbage?
Yes.
Are you able to explain to us where she got this idea of her being garbage?
She never got to form an opinion of herself because her reality was just clouded with the opinions of everyone else.
Huh.
So she didn't know how to be anything else.
Understood. So this infusement is going to get rid of those thoughts.
Yes.
She also had an aunt that used to tell her that she was going to be miserable. Can you help us understand why this was allowed and how can you heal this?
It was allowed so that one day she would want to fight for herself the way she's doing now.
Interesting. Anything else you'd like to share about that?
No.
What about the profession? She's always been curious about where she's getting, why she still have this issue with profession. Can you help her understand what is profession and what does it mean to her?
She reacts that way due to fear. Because when things for her before, when they weren't perfect, it was a problem. So it's her operating out of fear.
Has she been healed from this and she's still bringing that energy forward?
No, the energy is still present. She still lives in that fear.
Can you help her today?
Yes.
How will you do that, I wonder?
This infusement of the new energy of being able to see herself for who she truly is going to help her.
So the inner child issues with rejection, shame, unworthiness, all of that is going to be released with this infusement.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think from the higher self perspective that she understands? She was wondering, she has always felt rejected. Do you think that now that you have healed her, she's going to be able to understand this better?
Yes. This is why we brought her to both of those places today.
Okay. So seeing her mother at 5, 6 years old, can you tell us again what is that supposed to do for her?
To show her that she was wanted, that she was always wanted and loved. That she could heal from that rejection because she got to experience in her mother's true joy of one day wanting her and dreaming of her and thinking of her.
Mm-hmm.
She was waited for, she was anticipated.
Beautiful. Are you able to help her understand truly, if you can show her from the higher planes her true soul from many different versions of who she is, so that she can truly tap into her own divinity? Is that appropriate for her today?
Yes.
And how will you show her that, I wonder?
This is why we put the mirror in front of her. So that she can see herself the way she truly is.
And can you explain to us what is that? How does it look? How does it look like?
Light, vibrant, vibrant, vibrant light.
Beautiful. She also wants to tap into her own beauty. Are you able to show her that for this 3D reality?
That's, yes, with the infusement, it's almost like a shift in how she will see herself.
Okay. Are you able to perform our body scan, please? And let me know if you find anything that needs attention.
Nothing needs attention. She's just feeling all of the pressure coming down from her head through her entire body.
Okay. What about the root chakra? She feels like it needs to be released, healed, and aligned.
We can strengthen the root chakra.
How will you do that, I wonder?
Through this infusement of truly standing in her real identity.
She has been feeling very emotional lately. Why is that happening?
It's all part of the healing process to purge the body of pent up energy, energy that's been stored away in the body and the energy centers.
She had a meditation where she came full circles with something that happened in early retreat, spiritual retreat. Can you please explain to her what happened in that meditation?
She had asked about stepping away from the reality of the trauma and of that personality. She wanted to step away from that, and she was doubting herself and all of the work that she's put through. So we allowed the vision and the meditation so that she could understand that this has all been a work in progress.
Mm.
Everything has led her up until now.
And why is this day so important for her?
Being able to step outside of yourself and truly recognize and truly accept and surrender is what unlocked this for her. That was the key.
How do you mean?
There was always parts of her that were still trying to hold on to things, but this time she finally let go. It was true. It came from her heart. And so we gave her the key. This part is done today.
What is the key? I'm sorry. I want to make sure that I understand.
With the vision of her, of allowing her to see how it all came full circle.
Mm-hmm.
That all of the healing that started back in that time period has all been a slow process. But this is where it meets its point. This is where she gets to now walk through that door.
And what is the door?
The door to being free from that trauma.
Okay. So she's ready for the next phase in her life.
Yes.
She also wanted to ask about her mother and how she should proceed with the situation with her mother.
Be patient with yourself. Human emotions can be very tricky. But it's not just about emotion. It's about the truth. Focus on the truth of now, not the truth of the past.
What do you mean the truth of now? What is that supposed to mean for her?
The same way that she was able to heal and move on with her life is the same way that others are able to heal and move on with their life. So the same grace that she gives herself, she has to give to others.
Mm. Are you referring about her mother?
Yes.
So she needs to have some compassion.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the recommendation for her with her mother?
Keep moving forward and be compassionate. Don't be so stubborn.
Mm.
She's a human too, with her own traumas and her own issues.
Right. So now that she's going to start healing from all of this trauma, maybe she will find a way to not be triggered so she can develop a relationship, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk to us about the 15-year-old Darlenis that almost committed suicide? Tell us more about this situation and why do you show her this image today?
To remind her of what she felt when she heard her sister's voice. In that moment, she truly felt like there was more to life, like there was a reason for her existence. That was a turning point for her. After that is when she went to that first retreat and had this experience that now ties into today.
And what about when she was 4 or 5 years old and seeing her mother physically hurt by her stepfather? Can you tell us again what happened here with the breaking identity? How does that work?
The breaking of her identity happened at her birthday when they punished her when she didn't do anything wrong and then left her alone and then brought her out only to celebrate her. We showed her the break in that point so she could remove the confusion and the cloudiness that she has in her self-confidence and her self-worth. That moment triggered why she always feels guilty for not doing anything at all. And it wasn't her fault.
So now that you are working with her, she's going to heal from this moment.
Yes, heal from that moment and heal from feeling guilty for no reason.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share about that breaking identity and how it has affected her? Okay. She also wanted to know about ego death. Can you help her understand what is the meaning of this?
Ego death is letting go of what you thought you were supposed to be. Ego death is letting go of the expectations, the anticipation, and trusting in yourself.
She's been wondering if that's what she's been doing with all of these emotions coming up to the surface.
Yes. They would have been too much to do it all at once.
Why is that?
Because a lot of it was still very emotional for her, and she couldn't separate herself from the emotion.
Are you able to allow her to experience an ego death where she rewires her brain and her identity?
And that's what these last couple weeks have been. Rewiring the way that she thinks and looks at herself.
Okay. I know you infuse her today, but if there is anything else that can be done to ensure that she truly starts seeing herself in a different light, in a positive, loving, confident, powerful light. Can you please do that now?
Yes.
Can you tell us, what are you doing?
Working with her eyes.
Why her eyes, I wonder?
To remove the film that the world put over them.
Wow. How do you do that?
Cleansing the eyes.
How is that done?
She's gonna feel immense pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little blurry vision for about an hour or 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
But the pressure will subside.
Okay. So she's feeling the pressure now.
Yeah. Might feel like a headache.
Okay. I'm wondering, now that we're here, if there is anything in the back of the neck chakra that needs to be cleansed as well.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this?
Self-doubt put a blockage.
Is that something that you can release, help her with?
Yes.
And how will that be done?
She's gonna feel pressure in her upper spine area.
Okay.
Right in between the shoulder blades.
And why is it there, I wonder?
That's where it's energetically been stored.
Okay.
She thought there was an injury there, but that's not what it is.
Okay.
It's been this blockage.
How long she's carried that with her?
$17 years.
Wow. I'm wondering why, with the body scan, we didn't see this earlier. Why is that the case? I guess my question is, why, if we don't ask, we don't get to have deeper answers?
Usually, if you don't ask, it's because you're not curious enough to know, meaning that you won't retain the information. It will be of no use.
So the person has to be ready for the answer.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can share with us about this?
No.
Is it something that is physically affecting her in any ways? Or is it just mental?
That was physical.
Okay, so I guess my question is, if it's something physical with the body scan, why didn't we see that before?
Because there was no thought or thought process that tied it into it being something spiritual. She thought it was derived from the car accident. She thought it was a physical injury from a car accident 17 years ago.
Okay. So she wasn't surrendering to the idea that it could have been healed.
Right, because she thought it was due to something that happened in this physical reality. So she didn't think that it was possible for something like that to be healed spiritually.
Understood. So now that she's understanding how energy works, is there anything else in the body that needs to be healed, that can be healed today?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wish she had asked you that she didn't ask you?
No.
Okay. I'm wondering if you do have any messages for any of the other program participants that are in the Awakening the Healer Within program.
Any type of fear, doesn't matter how small. Any type of self-doubt, doesn't matter how small. It's going to stop your entire process in the program. Every day you have to step into the light of source. You have to stop depending on yourself to accept things and understand that you must work with source in order to accept it. You can't do it alone. It's too much for this physical human understanding to grasp. So when you find yourself in those moments where you don't know what to do, where you feel like you can't, surrender. Connect with the light of source, and it's going to take you to the next place that you need to be.
That's beautiful.
I see a lot of people stopping themselves because of self-doubt. But this is a way to get past that.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No.
Thank you. If there is nothing else, I'm going to start closing the session. And I want to make sure that I give my thanks for the higher self, the wolf, and all the entities that came through today to help us receive all this healing that she has been waiting for a very long time. And I know she's going to really appreciate it. And we're very grateful. Thank you. Now I want Darlenis to bring your light body back to your physical body very gently, bringing your energy back to your physical form, giving thanks for all the healing received and for the realigned and vibrant energy is returning now into your body. I'm going to count to 10 before you're able to get up. So just relax and keep your eyes closed. Be gentle with yourself. Be loving with yourself and just relax. I'm going to count to 10. Before I count to 10, I just want you to relax right now.